2024 was a fantastic year for television. With an overwhelming amount of content being released, it was easy to get lost in the noise. But among the flood of shows, there were those that truly stood out. From emotional roller coasters to mind-bending mystery. Whether you're looking for deep drama, thrilling suspense, or something completely out of the box, my list has got you covered. Here's my list of the top 9 TV series of 2024. Let's dive right in. This isn't based on an exhaustive list of every TV show or TV series released last year, but on the ones I was able to watch. Now, starting off at number 9, we have Bad Monkey. This one is a little quirky and will probably not be everyone's cup of tea. I'll admit it's not the typical show that might end up on a list like this, but in my opinion, it deserves a spot because of its unique storytelling approach. Bad Monkey is a dark comedy that follows an eccentric detective who finds himself in the midst of some bizarre cases that are as absurd as they are captivating. The show is a perfect blend of humor, suspense, and that combination kept me on the edge of my seat while still allowing me to laugh. What stands out in Bad Monkey is the storytelling. It's not just about solving crimes. The series is more about the detective's quirky journey, his methods, and the unexpected twists that actually unfold. It's got that unpredictable vibe that I love, where you're never really sure whether to laugh or feel nervous about what's coming next. At number 8, we have Penguin. The Penguin is a spin-off from the Batman universe, focusing on Oswald Cobblepot, aka the Penguin, and his rise to power in the underworld of Gotham. So it's kind of like an origin story for the Penguin. What I really love about this series is the way it takes a character who's often seen as only a side villain and dives deep into his psyche. It's not just about his rise to power, it's about understanding the complexities that make him who he is. In my opinion, the storytelling is very key here. The show doesn't just rely on the action-packed Gotham worlds that we've seen before in the Batman stories. It brings in this personal, almost tragic angle to the character. But I think it's the exploration of Cobblepot's character that really drives the story. He's not just a villain, he's a man trying to survive in a world that's constantly trying to take him down. If you're into complex characters and morally grey stories, I think the Penguin will have you hooked. Next up at number 7 is Baby Reindeer. Now this one's a bit of a mind bender, a completely crazy psychological drama. Baby Reindeer is about a young man who gets caught up in a relationship with a woman who has a disturbing level of control over him. The story is actually not just about the relationship, but about the deep emotional and psychological toll that it takes on him. Now, the way this show handles storytelling is fascinating because it keeps you on your toes. Now, the show's pacing is actually relentless, and I think that's where the strength of the storytelling lies. If you enjoy shows that challenge your perception of relationships, control, and obsession, Baby Reindeer is a must-watch. It'll make you think twice about your own boundaries and the people that you actually let into your life. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. You can also hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my future videos. At number 6, we have Fallout, which, if you're familiar with, is a video game series set in a post-apocalyptic world. But even if you're not a fan of the game, the series delivers a gripping narrative. The show isn't just about surviving in a wasteland. It's about humanity, it's about survival, and it's about the ethical dilemmas people face when the world as they know it and understand it has actually crumbled. Now, the storytelling in Fallout stands out because it doesn't just focus on action and chaos. The show takes time to explore the human condition in a way that feels raw and real. You get characters that aren't just fighting for survival, but also grappling with their past mistakes and what they've become in this new world. And I appreciate how the series doesn't shy away from showing the darker side of humanity, but it also offers moments of hope and redemption. Number 5, we have The Gentleman. Oh, now this is one of those shows that actually sneaks up on you. If you've seen the movie The Gentleman, you'll feel like, oh, you know what? I know what I'm going to expect. It's Guy Ritchie again. I mean, on the surface, it's a crime drama set in the world of British gangsters. But the thing is, as you get deeper into it, you realize that there's so much more going on. The show dives into the world of high society and the shady deals that actually go on behind closed doors. It's got that classic gangster vibe, but the storytelling here is sharper and it's so much more sophisticated. Now, what I love about this show is how it handles complex character dynamics. There's loyalty, there's betrayal, there's power plays happening all the time. And it's the intricate relationships between the characters that really drive the story. In typical Guy Ritchie fashion, the dialogue is razor sharp and the pacing is just right to keep you engaged without feeling rushed. Next up at number 4, we have Arcane Season 2. Now, I've got to be honest, I was not expecting to love Arcane as a show as much as I did. Because, it's animation. What could they possibly do? But season 1 absolutely blew me away. I watched it over and over again. The soundtrack album was on repeat for weeks and weeks, and my wife got really pissed at me. Anyway, set in the fictional world of the League of Legends, Arcane follows two sisters, Vi and Jinx, as they struggle between the wealthy Piltover and the gritty underground that's Zorn. What makes this series truly stand out isn't just the stunning world building or the action, it's the emotional depth and the incredible storytelling that continues to impress even in season 2. If I were to rank the 2 seasons, I would say that season 2 wasn't as great as the first season. Maybe from a purely pacing perspective, it felt like they tried to cram too much into too few episodes. And so we didn't get to explore the characters and the world as much as we did in the first season. That being said, however, the storytelling in Arcane is still some of the best I have seen in animation. The characters' struggles and motivations just feel so real, even in this fantastical world. The show isn't afraid to dive deep into tough subjects like class division, identity, trauma. It's not just an animated show, it's a masterclass in storytelling that proves animation can tackle complex, mature themes while delivering a deeply emotional and visually spectacular experience. At number 3, we have The Diplomat Season 2, which is a political thriller that doesn't just focus on the power plays. It delves into the personal side of diplomacy. The protagonist is a seasoned diplomat who is thrown into the middle of a geopolitical crisis, and we watch as she navigates the complexities of international relations while also dealing with her own personal struggles. Now, I remember when season 1 of The Diplomat came out. I was prepared for a complete snooze fest. I thought, yeah, another one of those series where they're just going to be talking and talking and talking, but oh man, was I completely wrong. The Diplomat is one of those shows that you don't expect much from, and then it just completely blindsides you. Storytelling here is fantastic because it's layered with tension, it's layered with emotion, it's layered with intellect. The series doesn't just give us an action-packed, spy-driven plot, it explores the moral dilemmas that these diplomats actually face. Now, what's impressive is how the show keeps things grounded, focusing on the characters' internal conflict and how those affect their decisions on a world stage. It's a smart, sharp show that balances action with deep character work, and I think that's what makes it stand out. With season 2, they upped the ante by 1000% and created an even better show than season 1. I mean, I didn't think they could do it, but they actually did. If you enjoy stories about power, politics, and the emotional cost of diplomacy, then trust me, The Diplomat is something that you absolutely need to watch. At number 2, we have Slow Horses. Now, this is the one I started and stopped twice in the first episode before I decided to comment. And oh boy, has it been a wild ride. If you love grounded espionage dramas, this one is a must. The series follows a group of disgraced MI5 agents led by grumpy, washed-up Jackson Lamb, who's tasked with cleaning up the messes of his fellow agents. Now, what makes Slow Horses stand out is the way it blends suspense, dark humor, and character-driven drama. The show isn't about the flashy spy action that most people are used to. It's about flawed, messy people trying to find redemption in a world that doesn't give a crap about them. The writing is sharp, the performances, especially from Gary Oldman, are fantastic. What really sets this series apart is its ability to make espionage feel personal, not just global. It's a slow burn at the beginning, but the payoff is absolutely worth it. It's the kind of show that stays with you long, long after you've finished watching it. I mean, if there's one show I wish I could go back, erase, go back and rewatch all over again, it would be Slow Horses. Finally, at number 1, we have Shogun. And I cannot stress enough how much I love this series. It's an epic historical drama that focuses and explores on feudal Japan through the eyes of a foreigner. An English navigator who gets caught in power struggles between samurai, warlords, and the shogun himself. Now, the storytelling, the plot in Shogun is just incredible. It's an immersive, rich narrative that doesn't just tell you about Japan's history, it actually makes you feel it. What I love the most about Shogun is how it blends historical accuracy with deep character development. You get this massive political battles and samurai sword fights, but it's actually personal stories, the relationships, the betrayals, the sacrifices that make it so compelling. The pacing of this show is perfect. Like, I'm not joking, it's perfect. It allows you to savor the epic moments while it still dives into the quiet, emotional beats. Shogun is not just about war. It's about honor, it's about power, it's about survival. If you love historical epics with great storytelling, complex characters, and an amazing plots with unbelievable performances, this one is unmissable. 2024 brought us a wide array of incredible TV series, and these top 9 were the ones that really stood out for their exceptional storytelling. Now, whether it was gripping drama, thrilling mysteries, or emotionally complex characters, each of this show delivered something unique and unforgettable. So if you haven't seen any of them yet, I highly recommend giving them a watch. Trust me, you will not regret it. Now, there are a number of other great shows that didn't make my top 9, but they still really impressed me, and I would definitely recommend that you watch them. We have Sugar, Presumed Innocence. People would say there's Black Dogs on Netflix, which is a show with a really great plot, but which stretches the boundaries of realism a little too thin for my taste. It's a good show, but I mean, it's not top 10 in my opinion. There's Silo Season 2, and there's The Sympathizer. You should check it out. There are also shows that I still haven't had the chance to watch yet, but which I expect to be really good based on reviews. Shows like Matlock, The Franchise, True Detective Night Country, Squid Game Season 2, and Bad Sisters, the second season. I'll keep you updated on these ones when I watch them. That's it for this video. Which of these shows resonated with you? What shows made your top list of 2024? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Be sure to check out my videos on my top 9 films of 2024 and the other video on the worst TV and film content of 2024. Catch you guys later.